Yo, what's up, YouTube? Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about that night with what was that? October 16th, Fonfara, Cleverly. Yo, that was that was a crazy night, man. I went there, it was live. It was funny. Like, I went there with my cousin and my uncle, right? And we got there early, and we were like sitting down, and the seats are kind of like small. I didn't notice it, but the seats are small. My uncle, he's a big guy. He's a little bit bigger than me, a little bit taller, but he's a big guy. He's an older man, and so he sat in his seat. He was comfortable. Then my cousin, he's got broad shoulders, man. I'm thinking he's skinny and stuff like that, but he's got broad shoulders. So here it is. I'm sitting in my seat, and I'm like leaning to the side, like trying to get comfortable. Man, my hips are like hurting, and I'm like, oh man. So we watched like two fights, and like almost like an hour into like being there at the venue, right? And my uncle's like, nobody's sitting like next to you. Why don't you like scoot over? And we're like, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. But when you get to these venues, man, they're like assigned seatings and stuff like that. So you don't want no ruckus, somebody like jump in your face like, hey man, you're in my seat and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, we might as well, get some space and, chill for a minute, be comfortable until somebody actually like claims the seat. And like nobody did for like the rest of the night. So that was like, that was an experience in itself. I'm like, it was like a duh moment. So check this out, man. I ended up meeting Karceno. Yes, it was great meeting you again, man. Karceno for life. So I ended up going up like the stairs, man, because I was like, man, maybe the boxing voices are like there, because somebody covered the weigh-in. I don't know who it was, but so I was like, man, maybe I'll see somebody walking around and stuff up there because nobody's really watching the fights and stuff like that. This is like an intermission. This is between rounds, between fights and stuff like that. So what I did was I went up the stairs, man. I went to like the concession stands and stuff like that. And then I walked around, I was like, man, let's see who I can see up in this bad boy. And then I saw this one area was like a back door area where all the fighters were coming into. Because as I was coming in, I saw one of the Japanese guys, their team come in, but I didn't see the fighter. I didn't recognize the fighter. All I saw was everybody's backs going in. Like everybody had like red, jumpsuits on and stuff like that, right? And so I'm up here circling around. I'm seeing like checking out all these concession stands and stuff like that. And, Coronas, they got their models there and stuff like that. And so, yeah, guess who I see, man? Standing next to a pillar, chilling. I guess next to his girlfriend, whatever like that. He's just chilling. He's like in like a sweatsuit, like a gray sweatsuit, just chilling. It was Tommy Karpinski, man. It was Tommy Karpinski. I'm like, yo, man, are you Tommy Karpinski or whatever like that? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And I was like, yeah, you fought Adonis Superman Stevenson. Like, yep. We started chatting for a little bit, and I was like, man. He was like, I was like, you was, kind of laying it on, Superman for a minute until you got caught. And he was like, yeah, man, I got laxed, and I didn't even know he was that strong. And yeah, he is that strong, man. So I was like, well, at least you got Chad Dawson. And then he was like, man, I fought Fonfara and Cleverly too. And I'm like, what? You fought Fonfara and Cleverly? It's like, I didn't know that, man, because I could have sworn I looked at his record and stuff like that, but I didn't see Fonfara and Cleverly on there. He's like, yeah, man, I lost to both of those guys. I'm like, yeah, it was, whatever. You got, Chad Dawson. And then, so, anyway, I walk off. I got a picture with him. And then I'm coming back, like, to my seats. And then I see, like, Karceno. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, yo, what's up, man? And then, we chatted up for a bit. I guess he was coming from the north side. He was talking about traffic and stuff like that. And I was chatting it up with him. And then, what else happened like that? But anyway, we talked a bit. and then we parted ways and whatnot. And so yeah, big up to Karceno. It was cool seeing you again. And then so I went back to my seating, and who was and then yeah, oh yeah, so we finished the rest of the fight, whatever like that, right? And so anyway, some dudes like chatting it up with me, right? And then he's like Polish, whatever like that. The dude's name was like Percy. That's what it was. Dude's name was Percy. And he had said, man, yeah, come out to the it was a club out northwest. It was called like the Play Note or something like that. Damn, I forgot what the name was. It was a book note. It was like the book note or the Play Note or something like that. Anyway, it was like an after hours party for Fonfara. So I guess he had a lot of confidence, man. He had an after hours party already booked and stuff like that. He was supposed to show up to this venue, right? But long story short, man, my people had left early, like right after the fight. But I stuck around. I was like, man, I'm gonna stick around and see who else I can meet. So I stuck around, man. I got to get a picture with Arthur Spilka, the Polish heavyweight Arthur Spilka. His home base is up here in Chicago. There's a big Polish population out here in Chicago, man. That's why Fonfara fights here a lot. And I'm just glad it's not in New Jersey because he can easily be out in New Jersey, man. Adamek had a good career out there fighting out in Jersey up on the, what was that, main events, Kathy Duva. And so I got to meet him. Then I stuck around a little bit more. And, and this is another thing. Like I said in one of my videos, I thought Cleverly won the fight. And I got a chance to hear his promoter. I want to believe it was from 8 Count Promotions, because I think they did this ticket sales. I didn't see their names anywhere, but I'm sure if anybody promoted it was them, because that's his promotional company. That's the guys who was putting on a lot of his fights and stuff like that. But I recognized one of the dudes, and his team were talking, a lot of people were talking, and I saw somebody else, man. I'm not sure if he was from ESPN, but I recognized it was a brother, and I recognized him, and they were chatting it up. And then, one guy was like, he was like eyeing me, but, I was kind of like eavesdropping and stuff like that, and I'm like just listening. And man, they questioned the decision themselves. They questioned the decision. Fonfara versus Cleverly. They thought Fonfara, got a gift. They didn't say it like that, but they were saying like, man, if Fonfara steps up, he can't fight like that versus Stevenson. He's going to lose, man. If he want to stay on top, if he steps up against somebody else, he's going to get his butt whooped. And his promoter was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad they gave him the decision tonight. But yeah, he's gonna he's gonna have to focus and do a whole lot better than what he did tonight. So there's some concerns there, and this is coming right out of their mouths, man. This is coming straight from his people. This is straight from his people. So that's like an insider tip right there. If y'all y'all follow the sport, and the guys like hardcore, follow the sport. That's a feather in your cap right there that his own people kind of thought he got the gift on that one. You know what I'm saying? He skated on that one. And the fans, they pulled through. They got him to win. I know he threw a lot of punches and stuff like that, but to me, Cleverly was schooling him in the early rounds. And I'm telling you, I was there. I don't know what they did with the on live television with like pumping the sounds and stuff like that, but it was like a lot of dead moments between rounds and stuff like that. The fans were they were kind of quiet for a minute. So anyway, I leave out and stuff like that. I was like, man, let me just go to this playbook. Yeah, that's what I think it was. It was playbook or something like that. So I step out of the arena and stuff like that. My people are gone. Pretty much everybody's gone. And who did I see before I stepped out? Oh yeah, I saw Anthony Durrell, the former middleweight champ. Anthony Durrell. I saw him, right? And then so I had stepped out. and I had walked across the street. I was about to go home, and some dude asked me for directions. Dude like was from Africa, and then he had like I don't know if this is like an Indian guy or something like that doing Uber, but his GPS was like out of date and stuff like that. And so they was looking for an address up north. It was kind of funny, man. It was like right up where I was going, but I didn't know exactly where I was going. But hindsight being 2020, I'm like, man, I probably could have like led him up here or something like that. But my car was like 10 blocks away. So, but anyway, getting to my point, Anthony Durrell was across the street. So I cut the conversation short. I'm like, yo, Durrell. He gonna try to act like he didn't hear me. I kept calling his name out, and I ran across the street, right? And I got a picture with him, man. I got a picture with like Anthony Durrell. And he's like, come on, man, you gonna take the picture? I was like, yeah. I was like, thanks, man. He's like, whatever, And so I got a picture with him. And so that's like what? 1, 2, 3 guys already, right? And so I'm like, man, this Friday night, I usually don't even go out that much. Usually I'm just chilling or whatever like that. So I go to this club out in the Playbook, man. This place is like in River Niles or something like that. This is way out northwest, man. This is where like a lot of Eastern Europeans are out in the Chicagoland area. They out by O'Hare Airport up here in Chicago. So if y'all want to know where like the Eastern Europeans are at, they're all out northwest. They got some, in other locations, but primarily it's like they out there. You definitely know by like just looking at the the retail shops and stuff like that. Who's there and who's predominantly like living out there. So that's where the Polish population is. So anyway, I go out there. And my phone is dead, man. My phone is dead because I was listening to some of the YouTube videos on my way back to my car. And man, my phone damn near died on me and stuff like that. So I'm up here charging it up and stuff like that. I was like, damn, man, I'm about to go to this club and stuff like that. How I'm going to get some numbers, what I'm saying? I might get lucky. I might get a girl's number or, something might go down or something like that, Or, yeah. So anyway, I get there and I park and I was like, you know what? Let me turn off my phone. I got a little bit of battery power. I don't want my phone to die out on me and stuff like that. So I got just a little bit to turn it on and like do something and turn it right back off, right? So I go up to the door and this dude Percy's like, man, like the dude I was telling you about, he's like, man, just shout my name out and you'll get in, because they got a cover. So I do that and dude's like, nah, I don't even know who the hell Percy's is. So, I don't know who this guy is. You're going to have to pay $10 to get in. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even really feeling the spot because it was like, it seemed like it was like more dudes than girls there. So, and like, so, and the women there, they probably with their boyfriend and stuff like that. So I was like, let me go ahead and leave out. And as soon as I leave out, man, guess who rolls up? Guess who rolls up in his sweats? Andre's Fonfara, man. Andre Fonfara rolls up. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And what's going on? He's like, can I get a picture with her? He's like, yeah, sure. And so I go to turn on my phone. I'm like, shit, man, hurry up, turn on. And it's like low battery and stuff like that. And it took forever. It took too long to like upload, even though it took like 20 seconds or something like that. Fonfara was like, oh man. I was like, oh man, my phone. And he's like, oh man, effing phones. And like, whatever, man. Like, catch you later. And he was gone. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to get up in the club. He was ready to party. I'm like, fuck, man. I could have got a picture with Fonfara and shit like that. I'm like, damn, dude. This dude was like an interim WBC champion. When's the next time I'm going to actually see him, up close? And, unless he's like out on the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even in his neck in the woods. He's like almost not even in the Chicagoland area, where he's at. And so I'm like, damn, man. Then the phone finally turns on when he leaves, like 20, 30 seconds later and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man. So then I found $1. So it went all bad. So I mean, I just went on back home, whatever, man. So yeah, man, that was my night. Friday, it was an eventful night, and yeah, if you're gonna pay for a live event, you might as well go to a live event and meet up with some of these boxers, man. Especially if you go early and like just hang out. They show up, man. You see a lot of them, man. They show up. You know, you get to shake their hand and everything, and they're very personable, man. They're like blue collar guys. They're like regular dudes, man. They like, hey, what's up, man? They right on the streets. Darrell tried to hide, but I can understand why. He probably didn't want everybody, shaking his hand, taking pictures and stuff like that. He tried to hide, but I got him though. All right, man. That's it, man. You know, I just wanted to tell you about my night, but thanks for listening. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.